Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join today's presentation. Our topic will focus on the positive factors contributing to the rising value and ongoing development of Bitcoin. While there are still many debates surrounding this cryptocurrency, it is undeniable that Bitcoin is gaining an increasingly important role in the global financial landscape. Many reasons have fueled Bitcoin's strong growth, and today, I'll walk you through the most significant ones. 1. Limited supply and halving mechanism create scarcity. First of all, Bitcoin's supply structure is one of its most fundamental and unique features, helping to maintain long-term value. Unlike fiat currencies, which can be printed at will by central banks, Bitcoin is capped at a total supply of 21 million coins. This built-in limit creates scarcity, a key factor behind the value of many precious assets like gold. Moreover, Bitcoin uses a halving mechanism, which reduces the mining reward by 50% every 210,000 blocks, or roughly every 4 years. When a halving occurs, fewer new Bitcoins are introduced into circulation. This decrease in supply, combined with growing demand, puts upward pressure on the price. History has shown that after each halving cycle, Bitcoin tends to experience strong price increases. This reflects investor expectations and the impact of supply and demand in the cryptocurrency market. 2. Increasing institutional and corporate investment. The second factor is the wave of investment coming from financial institutions and large corporations. In the past, Bitcoin was often seen as a highly speculative asset, mostly appealing to individual investors. However, this has changed significantly in recent years. Many prominent companies and institutional investors have started allocating part of their portfolios to Bitcoin. For example, MicroStrategy has purchased hundreds of thousands of Bitcoins and treats it as a strategic reserve asset. Tesla also invested in Bitcoin and even accepted it as a form of payment. Several major investment funds and banks have launched financial products tied to Bitcoin. Institutional involvement not only brings large capital inflows, but also lends credibility to Bitcoin, making individual investors more confident about entering the market. 3. Technological improvements enhance usability and security. Another key factor is the continuous advancement of technology. Although the concept of Bitcoin and blockchain has existed for over a decade, the underlying technology is still being refined and optimized. One of the most notable innovations is the Lightning Network, which allows for faster and cheaper Bitcoin transactions. This brings Bitcoin closer to being used in daily payments and not just as a store of value. Additionally, wallet technologies and exchange platforms are becoming safer and more user-friendly. Cold wallets, multi-signature solutions, and exchange security upgrades are helping to ensure asset protection and ease of use. Bitcoin is no longer just a speculative asset. It is evolving into a practical financial tool, thanks to ongoing tech innovation. 4. Favorable macroeconomic environment and supportive monetary policies. Next, we must consider the global economic backdrop. Following the 2008 financial crisis and especially after the COVID-19 pandemic, central banks around the world have introduced a wide range of stimulus measures. These include massive money printing and maintaining ultra-low interest rates. Such policies have triggered inflation concerns and fears about the devaluation of fiat currencies. As a result, investors are turning to alternative assets to preserve their wealth. Bitcoin, with its fixed supply and decentralized nature, has become a popular choice. Often referred to as digital gold, Bitcoin offers financial sovereignty and protection against inflation, making it attractive in times of economic uncertainty. 5. Powerful influence of media and social networks. In the digital age, media and social networks play a vital role in shaping investor sentiment. Bitcoin is a perfect example of how information spreads can impact a market. A single tweet from an influential figure like Elon Musk can send Bitcoin's price soaring or crashing. Stories of success, praise from celebrities, and educational content about crypto are now widespread across platforms like Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, and TikTok. The growing online Bitcoin community is not only investing, but also educating others and spreading awareness. This grassroots movement fuels adoption and helps drive demand on a global scale. 6. Clear and stable legal frameworks in some regions. Lastly, a crucial factor contributing to trust in the market is regulatory clarity. In recent years, more and more countries have begun to recognize Bitcoin as a legitimate asset and have introduced specific rules to govern crypto-related activities. In the U.S., Bitcoin ETFs have been approved. In Europe, many countries recognize Bitcoin as an asset subject to capital gains tax. Japan legalized crypto exchanges early on, creating a solid foundation for people to use Bitcoin in their daily economic activities. Legal transparency helps minimize risk and encourages institutional players to participate, thereby leading the market toward a more stable and professional future. Conclusion. In conclusion, the growth and increasing value of Bitcoin is not a result of temporary hype or speculation alone. Behind it is a combination of solid factors: limited supply and halving, growing institutional investment, technological improvements, a favorable macroeconomic environment, media influence, and regulatory clarity. Bitcoin is gradually becoming an integral part of the global financial system. Though challenges remain, with these positive foundations in place, Bitcoin has every chance to grow even stronger in the future. Thank you all for listening to today's presentation. If you found this content helpful or interesting, please support the channel by subscribing and sharing it with your friends. See you again in the next video with more engaging topics. Have a great day.